What could a Tiger King 2 even be? Just more Tiger King? More Joe Exotic, but in prison? A Tiger King 2. Wow, we've really been in pandemic for a long fucking time. Tiger King 2. We've been here forever. I lived in a different place, mentally and physically. It's just a long journey for us quarantine kids. We got Tiger King 2 coming. More importantly, it's Bruce Springsteen, the boss's birthday. Bruce is my favorite. You guys know that. If I could talk to one person on the planet, it would be Bruce Springsteen. Happy birthday to the boss. Twitter wants to know, if you are making one actor and all their filmography disappear, who's it going to be? Denzel, Robert Downey Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, or Tom Hanks? I have thoughts, but I want to hear from you guys. And then the EU is doing something interesting. They're proposing a mandatory USB-C on all devices, including iPhones. That proposition would be very fascinating. I'm curious what ends up happening there. Questions, comments, concerns, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Send them in loud, send them in proud. Get them in now because we are going to do a toy show. I'm going to, after this, go over to Winston's to work on something before he has blurs. In between this and blurs, I'm going to go over there. As I said that, I opened up my phone and my friend Jeff Masters tweeted out, Happy Bi Visibility Day, which is today, by the way, for all of our bi queens and kings in here. It is Visibility Day, and we love our bi family. And so my friend Jeffrey Masters tweeted out saying, Happy #Bi Visibility Day. And it's an article from Kesha from Entertainment Weekly that just says, I had sex with a ghost. It comes from 2012. I never saw this. I wonder what the fuck that means. Kesha has announced she had illicit relations with a ghost, just like on TV. In an interview with Ryan Seacrest on Kiss FM, the singer revealed that her song Supernatural is about experiences with the supernatural, but in a sexy way. Had a couple of experiences with the supernatural. So did Kesha make a man out of Casper? She'll never tell because, well, she can't. I don't know his name. He was a ghost. I'm very open to it. There are so many weird topics on this record, from having sexy time with a ghost to getting hypnotized and going into past lives. Do you guys know that Kesha had sex with a ghost? I didn't know. I didn't know Kesha had sex with a ghost. And the more you know. Thank you to my friend Jeff for tweeting that out. I just liked it. By the way, did you guys realize the other day when Jeffrey Graham was in here and I was talking to him, did you guys know that's the director of the movie I'm in? None of you guys were like warm and welcoming to him. I was hoping everybody would catch on without me having to say anything, but none of you guys did. Just saying. Whoa. That's that tea. So, Glenn said yes. Ryan said yes. To what? Knowing Kesha had sex with a ghost? Let's talk about some of these things. Let's go into the Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Get in your questions, comments, concerns. Also, I'll be saying hello to y'all in the chat because I'm a nice gal. I like saying hello to you guys. I got these notifications late last night, so I think that Glenn stopped by. Yeah, I was watching The Circle and I saw my phone go off and I was like, Glenn's in here. Glenn sent in at 12:07. He says, I know it's 12:05 a.m. for you, but I figured I'd share anyway. Seems like the tightness in my legs and feet is back, making V-shape. Making V-shape. I don't know what that means. As like the pain is in a V-shape where? In your back? As much as I could say FML, it could always be worse. It could be completely unable to move and care for myself. That's very true. Instead, I'll say, I'll give thanks for everything that's ever happened in my life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the blissful, because I'm the total of all the memories and energies in my life. Thank you, Great Spirit, for helping me write, direct, act in, and produce the screenplay of my life. Oh, that's a cute way of looking at it. What a time for tears to be in my eyes. Why, what a time. I think that there'd be tears in anybody's eyes during that time. Anyhow, yeah, I get to make the choice of what and who I am and how I get to experience life, even if it's in my body that doesn't always work as I wish it did. I can just be me. So yeah, no self-hate and negative self-talk, even if it's really easy to think about and say, who would that help and what good would it do for me anyway? That rhymed. So if it means I gotta sit here and cry for a bit as I think about stuff, so be it. I love myself. Thank you. Glenn, I think that you're given different phases of your life a whirl. Not because you have a full choice, but because that is a hand that you've been dealt. And so you're doing the best you can every day to be as mobile as you can, to be as healthy as you can, to be as good as you can. And you're going to keep doing that. And that comes with peaks and valleys. And we know that that's part of it. So we're here and we're supporting you as much as you're supporting yourself. And we look forward to you keeping us posted and towards the next peak as opposed to valley. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn says, this morning or this afternoon, hello, Roxy, and a good day to you. Thank you for choosing to hang out with all of us today. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you, your dad, Sky, Jack, Grammy, Papa, and your family. Be most excellent to yourselves and each other, Roxy, rock stars, because you deserve it. I hope you each continue to break apart and remove all the constipation and blockages, physical or energetic, by breathing in. Wow, that sounded like a snotty one. I think there's some boogers. By breathing in and out fully, deeply, and saying, I love myself, I forgive myself, I accept myself, I fully embrace myself. So you attain balance every day. May you each live in serenity and actually get to see, feel, or perceive the yellow and green color energy, sparkles of happiness, and joy manifested in your day-to-day life, in each of your days, your weeks, your months, and even your years. Everyone here, may you get to smile and laugh out loud like a child at least once a day. At least once a day. Could be more. Today and every single day for the rest of your lives, so that you glow in your flow and radiate because you're priceless necessity and inspiration of hope. Your story is important, deserves to be seen and heard, and being unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, as well as being kind, caring, and fully unique, makes you humane, worthy, and a cozy fire to be near. Oh, that's cute. Roxy and rock stars who show up to give their support whenever, however they can. Thank you for being a friendly support pillar of strength for the people around you, everyone who's battling, keep fighting. You're a winner. Every win for you is a win for all. Thank you, Glenn, for those words. And thank you for always staying supportive of the rock stars and positive, even when times are more challenging. We appreciate you. And hello to everybody who's in here right now. Thank you guys for joining the show today. We're probably only going to be here for about 15 more minutes before I head off to Winston. So get in those questions, comments, concerns. We got some things to talk about. Shout out to Andrew Thomas, Manny Gonzalez, Lauren. Made it on time. Yes, you did, babe. Jimmy Nails. Hello, all. Hello, Jimmy. Keep scrolling. Glenn Caesar, our Zen one. Jake Yakavetta. What up, my amazing mod? Zeno Hour. Mohammed Belsine. French Taunter. Third Turd. Murderanta. ZB. Sup, ZB. Ryan Payne. Already casting his vote. We haven't even had the conversation yet. He knows what's up. Jake Robles. Ripper Jack Media. Good afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you, Colin Sir, Steve Caldron, and everybody else in here. Matt Munoz, George Pruitt, Christian Hardesty, scrolling. Rob Fishback. He says, hey, everyone. Welcome back, Rob. Happy to have you. Curtis Mason. Hey, rock stars. Hey, Curtis. Hey, all my friends, all the rock stars. You're welcome here. Thanks for being here. Track stars, waving and sending bunnies. That's how we do it. Redford saying hi. Hi to all. Ed Menjivar, always happy to make it back. Beautiful. Thanks, friend. Appreciate you. All right, so things to talk about. Tiger King 2. I honestly said almost all that I have thoughts on this. And my thoughts are just, I cannot believe we've been in quarantine long enough that not only do we get a first Tiger King, but we are getting a Tiger King 2. This seems like the least necessary, but most guaranteed to be watched by me and everybody I know thing that I have heard of in a long time. It's coming back this year, and it promises, as Netflix tweeted out, just as much mayhem and madness as season 1. Netflix documentary series, Tiger King 2. This is what they, quote, tweeted themselves and said, "The Tinder swindler. You'll never swipe right the same again after watching this new film premiering in February 2022. So this is another one of theirs. Bad Vegan, The Puppet Master, or The Pupper Master, Trust No One. They've got a bunch of things coming out, a lot of true crimey kind of things, but this was the one that they started with because, oh boy, is this the big one, Tiger King 2. I don't know what I'm hoping to see here. I'm sure it'll be really cringeworthy. Netflix makes really good docuseries, though, so I can't imagine that this won't have something in it that's entertaining as hell. Metro tweeted out, Tiger King Season 2 will be coming to screens sooner than you think, as Netflix has confirmed the next installment of the Weird and Wonderful documentary. Then they wrote an article on it. It doesn't have much more information in it, but I think we saw this coming. Carol Baskin was pretty pissed about this. I think I saw that she was saying that this is ridiculous. Netflix has delivered an early Christmas present and they announced season 2. Wow, it'd be crazy if it comes out that soon, though. Tiger King is coming back this year, and season 2 promises the mayhem. People seem to be excited on Twitter. Some people think that it's very unnecessary. Speaking of Radio Times, Carol said, this is before it was announced, it was just a few weeks ago that Rebecca Chaiklin had reached out asking if we could clear the air. I've been speaking about how we had been so misled into thinking this was going to be the black fish for big cats, and it turned out to be the freak show that they produced because she didn't like the original series. So when she said she wanted to clear the air, I felt like, that's just absolutely ridiculous. It was so obvious that I had been betrayed by them. Why would she ever think I'd be willing to speak to them again? And I told her just to lose my number. So maybe Carol Baskin will not be involved in this project. How are you guys feeling? Are you excited for Tiger King 2? We already know that there's going to be the Tiger King. There's so many different things going on. There's a Tiger King movie. There's a Tiger King musical that people have been talking about. There's now this Tiger King season 2. There's been a lot of stuff going on with Joe Exotic. Just a ton of different weird ass spin-offs. It feels like that if this had happened in not quarantine, Tiger King wouldn't have made any waves, but it took over the whole world, or at least my group of friends, based on the fact that we were stuck in fucking side and this was different. How are y'all feeling? Bruce says, what could they even do for a second season? This seems like a money grab. I guess updates on everybody who's not in prison. If there's any other big cat stories, anybody else has lost any limbs, talk about that. Seems like a aggressive way for me to phrase that, but that. And then follow up on Joe Exotic and his prison, trying to get out of prison. I know he was trying to get out for a while. What's going on there with his case? I think that Carol Baskin, they reopened the investigation into whether she murdered her husband, maybe following up with that. I'm not saying that I'm kind of grasping at straws here, Bruce, but this is LOL when I call you Bruce. This is the kind of things that I'm thinking that they might try to focus on. Ryan Paints' musical. Yeah, there was all those people pitching the musical. And then I think some people on TikTok came out with different musical songs for it. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's aggro and it's a lot. What do you guys think? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Getting your questions, comments, concerns before we get out of here on today's show. Thanks to Jake Yakoveta for putting that link in here. Appreciate you, my mod. Josh DeMeo says Tiger King 2, Oz. I don't know. Ripper Jack Media says, look at the reward billboard in the teaser and look at the name in the bottom right corner. I'll tell you what's in season 2. Why? What is it? What's the reward for? Tell us, Ripper Jack. What research, what zoom in strategy have you had? We want to hear from you. Tell us what's happening. As we're waiting for that, let's move on a little bit to talking about Twitter. this is Twitter. Somebody on Twitter poses a question. I never know how these things blow up, but somebody will pose a question and all of a sudden it'll have like 10,000 likes and all the people are chiming in. So this person wanted to know, if you were making one actor and their filmography disappear of these four, who would it be? Denzel Washington, Robert Downey Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, or Tom Hanks? And the internet seemed to be dead split. The only person who it seemed like nobody was getting rid of was Denzel Washington, which I think is fair. But everybody else was between RDJ, Leo, and Hanks. And I feel super duper conflicted and torn on this one. I love these kind of questions because they don't fucking matter at all, but they're so fun to think about. This was coming from Nathan. His handle is at 868 Nathan. If you guys want to look at all the things, it has a ton of responses. I mean, thousands and thousands of responses. It's got 6,000 quote tweets. And people, they're all over the place. I don't know. This is really tough because immediately I think about erasing RDJ's filmography. While there's some great stuff, I think about the other ones were more essential to me coming up. But then if you erase RDJ, are you erasing all of the Marvel movies? Like, that would be fucking wild nuts. So then you think about, okay, could erase Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks's movies always feel good, and you're erasing Tom Hanks, and he's like America's sweetheart person. So that's tough. Leo, I don't know. Leo's got the romance angle to it, and like some of his movies are just so beautiful. Whether it's Romeo and Juliet or Titanic. I know I'm talking a long time ago though. And then he's got the cooler movies like Inception, or if you're like me, The Departed, Wolf of Wall Street. It's really tough to get rid of Leo. So where do you guys end up on this? Where do you end up? Who are you erasing? Denzel just has so many movies. He feels like his iconography is just wild. And while some of his more recent things haven't landed with me as much, his stuff from the early 2000s, like Training Day or Man on Fire, I don't know when that movie came out, but Man on Fire was fucking great. Or John Q, which might even be my favorite of his movies. Remember the Titans? Like, how are we going to erase and Remember the Titans? There's just too much. So, I feel really torn. Weigh in, everybody. Weigh in. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. See what's going on in here. Christian Harstey's just stopping by, giving some support. Oh, I appreciate that, Christian. I need and I love and I want the support. He says, hey, Rox. Hey, Christian. Thanks, my friend. It's always nice to get a hey. Hey to you too, my dear. Hey to you too. Any else? Any other hays? Any hays? Bueller. John Q is so underrated, says Rob. Yeah, I really agree. And there's a lot of people who don't even know John Q or haven't seen John Q. That movie fucked me up when I watched it. Third Church's Man on Fire was really good. Yeah, I feel like Denzel's the one that immediately you can't erase. Then after Denzel, let's actually look at Tom Hanks's best movies. Oh, they all are so big, feel good. The one that would be hardest to get rid of for me is Forrest Gump. Best soundtrack ever, score, everything. Big, really great. Castaway, it's pretty freaking awesome. That would be a tough one to ditch. The Post, I wouldn't take it or leave it. Sully was very good. Wow, is Tom Hanks the one that I'm getting rid of? That would be so tough. Are you getting rid of the Toy Story movies? Yeek. I don't know about that. That's a tough move to get rid of all the Toy Story films. That's fucking hard. Polar Express, The Terminal, Catch Me If You Can. I guess if we get rid of Leo, we got to get rid of Catch Me If You Can. If you can anyway. Road to Perdition. Green Mile. That's a really hard one to get rid of. Oh, and the rom-coms. You've got Mail. Wow, Saving Private Ryan is one of the best war movies of all time. How are we going to get rid of him? How are we going to fucking get rid of Tom Hanks? Sleepless in Seattle. A League of Their Own. Oh, we're screwed. Okay, let's go back to the basics. Let's go go to Leo. Let's see what's going on with Leo. Is Leo the one that we're getting rid of? Leonardo DiCaprio. All right, Departed, Inception, Wolf of Wall Street, Titanic. Those are big four that are really tough to get rid of. Really tough to get rid of. Wow, just really struggling on this bus right now. How are you guys feeling? The Revenant, okay. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, okay. I'm willing to lose those if we have to. Great Gatsby, okay. Oh, God, it gets so much harder. It gets really hard. Django Unchained. Okay. J. Edgar. Okay. Inception. What are we going to do? Shutter Island. I love that movie too. Oof. The Departed. My Boston self would hate me. Catch Me If You Can. Gangs of New York. Titanic. Man in the Iron Mask I actually love as well. Romeo and Juliet. He's tough to get rid of. Basketball Diaries when he was young. Yeah, Leo's a freaking legend. Catch Me If You Can would disappear if you picked either. I know, Rob. I know. That's tough. All right, let's go back to RDJ. Let's see what's happening here. I think, as bad as this is, I think between Tom Hanks movies and Leo movies, I actually think I'm having an easier time getting rid of Leo movies than Tom Hanks movies. I didn't think that was going to be the case, but I think it is. But Leo's one of my favorite ever. Eek. Robert Downey Jr. Now, a lot of his movies are easier to get rid of, like Doolittle, except when they're not. Like every single movie that Iron Man is in, which is so many. Let's see. Let's even see how many Marvel movies he's even in. Endgame, Infinity War, Homecoming, Civil War, Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, Avengers, Iron Man 2, Tropic Thunder, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man. So all of those are gone. The rest of the movies don't make fucking sense. Zodiac, love that movie. Really good movie. Interesting movie. And then before that, willing to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is good, but I'm willing to lose a lot of his stuff. We're willing to lose a lot of his stuff, but how do we feel about saying goodbye to the MCU as we know it? Does that mean as much to us as some of these other movies? Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. PLD says, just popping in to say hi while at the vet. Miss you all. Much love, rocks and stars. Oh, thanks. We miss you, PLD. We're just talking about right now, PLD and anybody who's tuning in. If you had to ditch one, Denzel Washington, Robert Downey Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, or Tom Hanks, who would it be? You have to get rid of all the filmography. This seems like an impossible ask. It's just... JJ says, no way I'm dropping MCU movies. I know what you mean, but like... Ryan Payne says he had a career in the 80s. He did, but none of those movies mean to me as much as some of these other standalone films do. Oh, boy. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Getting your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts. Leonard Kim says, what up, Dimple Tits? Roxy, how are you? Hope all's well. I didn't hop on the initial hype train, so I never watched the first season of Tiger King, and I don't plan on watching the second season. Have you, by any chance, started Stargirl? No, I didn't watch Stargirl. That's interesting. You're not going to see the second season of Tiger King. I feel like I don't know anybody anymore who has not watched any of Tiger King. There's so many people who watched it. Also in the Streamlabs, Curtis Mason says, I still haven't watched season 1. Wow. And I don't plan to. I understand most of the references from what my peers have said, but it's just not my thing. Not to shit on anyone who does like it. Totally get that. Glenn Caesar says, Roxy, it has to do with the tension and overflexing in a portion of the muscle ligaments and tendons in my legs and feet. If you put your feet flat on the floor side by side, they look like two parallel vertical lines. In my case, they look like the letter V. Got you. Thanks for explaining that, Glenn. Thanks for taking the time, friend. Any other questions, comments, concerns, send in those Streamlabs. Who are we getting rid of? All right, everybody, on the count of 3, you got to write in the chat who you're getting rid of. You have to get rid of the person and all their filmography: Denzel Washington, Robert Downey Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, or Tom Hanks. Just put the name of the person you're getting rid of. Either write Denzel, RDJ, Leo, or Hanks. Who are you getting rid of? And 3, 2, 1. Okay, they're starting to come in. Wow, JJ says Hank's easy. Wow, it's so fucking mean. So fucking mean. Brian says Denzel. Paul says RDJ. Ryan Payne says Downey. Ed says Leo. Haskell says Leo. Redford says RDJ. The MCU hurt him. Interesting. John says Denzel. Ooh. Haltamelli, whose name I always butcher, Leo. Murderanta says none. That's cheating, Murderanta. Bruce says RDJ. Rob says RDJ. Glenn says Leo. ZB says Leo. DK says RDJ. Jake says Leo. Oh, this is so fucking tough. Third Dirt says Hanks. So it seems like you guys are with me. I think only one person got rid of Denzel. He's the easiest to keep. You guys are all over the place too. We just don't fucking know. Christian Hardesty says, nope, taking myself out instead for the greater good. It's not an option. It's not an option. It's a really tough game. It's really tough. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Leonard Kim says, the closest I've come to watching Tiger King is watching Carol Baskin on Dancing with the Stars, rolling on the floor laughing. Oh my God. Also, I haven't gotten to it yet, but did you start Doom Patrol? On one hand, I refuse to give this exercise any merit. On the other hand, Leo. Wow. You're Leo. You're Leonard. Leonard Kim. Leo. How are you going to take out another Leo? Isn't it weird that Leonard and Leonardo are spelled the same way with an O, but are said so different? Huh. Never thought about that before. The more you think about things, the less they make sense sometimes. I didn't ever watch the Dancing with the Stars, but I saw some of the stuff on TikTok. It was funny. Doom Patrol. I didn't know it dropped until I got a text from DJ like, hey, the first 3 episodes dropped. I love Doom Patrol. I have a lot of work to do today, so I'm probably not going to be able to watch fully the first 3 episodes by tomorrow's Only Stupid Answers, but I am going to try to watch at least one. And then I am going to also watch... also talked about it on this show, but also watch this series all season. So as long as it's good, hopefully it'll be fine. You sound like a robot, says John Perillo. I do? Help me. I am a robot stuck in a Roxy's body. I need help. Who should we get rid of? Who will it be? Before I go, there's something else I saw. The EU is proposing mandatory USB-C on all devices, including iPhones. We never really talked tech things on this show, but I've been so fucking... Oh, man. And it just turned back on by itself. I wonder why. I've been so fucking annoyed. Oh, it sounds gone now. Oh, it's a bit of a lag. I don't know what happened. I've been so fucking annoyed with the people... Nope. What was I annoyed with? Oh, that Apple keeps fucking changing the chargers and what works for your computer charger doesn't work for the old computer. The new phones, the different charger, and they change the charger and they get money grubbing fucks. We all know that's the way that companies work. They all want your money. Give me your money. I need the money. Show me the money. So the interesting thing about this is that the EU is proposing a mandatory USB-C on all devices, including iPhones, which would have to change how all of this stuff works and what iPhones are able to do, but all different things. So these were some of the tweets that I saw about this today. BBC News tweeted, manufacturers will be forced to create universal charging solution for phones and small electronic devices under new rule proposed by European Commission. And the New York Times says the EU is seeking to make USB-C connectors the standard charging port for all smartphones, tablets, and other electronic devices sold across the bloc. The move would mostly affect Apple, which uses different ports for iPhones. I'm not mad about making all the ports fucking being a universal way to charge these things. That seems really fucking great to me, because I'm so sick and tired of spending money every single time one of these stupid fucking charger things goes down, because it's the only thing that can charge these things. But I'm still an Apple queen, because you better believe I like those blue text bubbles, and I'm not going to be one of those droid loving Dorinas. No, she fucks up our group text every day. Drives me nuts. Streamlabs.com/RoxyStride. Do you care about this at all? Do you think that it's a good thing that Europe's doing this? Hey, Hudson in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStride said, OMG, did you know that there is a show on HBO Max called Little Ellen, an animated series for kids about a young Ellen DeGeneres? No, I did not know that. This is the cringiest concept for a show I have ever seen. I've never heard of that. Wow. I'm surprised and intrigued, because what the fuck? I've never heard of that. Leonard Kim says, to be fair, almost no one calls me Leo. People usually call me Lenny. And again, I hate that, the exercise, rolling on the floor laughing. It's preposterous. It's preposterous. It's preposterous. What was the word I couldn't say yesterday? Outside of The Departed, I don't think Leo's movies resonate with me as much as the other movies. Wow. Leo, Lenny, Leo. Another Leo bites the dust then. Bruce Banner says, Android blows. I feel that in my soul. I feel that in my whole soul. Sorry, Jake. It's just, you're wrong on this one. On this and making your bed, you're dead ass wrong. Investigatory. I can't do that one. Investigatory. I'm doing it. I'm really trying. Investigatory, preposterous. Preposterous. It's preposterous. How are you going to go out for food today when it's raining outside? It's preposterous. Sometimes things just come to me and I don't even know where it came from, because how you are moving right now is just preposterous. We're going to get the fuck out of here so I can go over to Winston's to do some work. Much love to all of you guys, my friends. Stay safe, stay sane. Support in the Streamlabs. Like this video. Tell your friends. Get more rock stars. Make your bed. Check your internet. You can do so by blowing on it. Again, welcome back, Rob Fishbeck. Don't dream of the Holocaust. Brett Miles, Jonathan, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those flumes. Preposterous, investigatory. iPhones forever. I'll see you on Only Stupid Answers tomorrow, and then on Live with Roxy later.